Today, the US Fed is opening a two-day policy meeting. On Wednesday, the central bank will unveil its policy decisions that will be commented on by Jerome Powell at the following press conference. Perhaps tomorrow, investors will find out the answer to the burning question which they have been mulling over for a few months. When exactly will the Fed begin tapering its massive stimulus, and at what pace? On Monday, all key stock indexes fell sharply amid expectations of the Fed's policy update. On the whole, they sank over 2% yesterday, the steepest intraday fall in the United States stock market since February. Analysts say that the underlying reason behind the market slump could be bankruptcy of Evergrande, a large Chinese construction company. This situation could fuel broader risks and entail a crisis in China's real estate market. In fact, a stellar non-stop rally without any correction seems to be a more plausible reason behind the fall of the US stocks. A sharp drop should have already happened long ago, but the market needed a catalyst. Nevertheless, having tumbled 1.7% on a Monday, futures on the S&P 500 are trying to regain losses. The futures have already grown 0.5%. Could this move open the door to a further recovery following yesterday's slump? Today, the S&P 500 is trading at about 4,357. The expected corridor is seen between 4,340 and 4,400 points. Experts warn that it's premature to bet on further growth. Amid the sharp fall in US stocks, the US dollar is consolidating gains. Investors have revised sentiment in currency markets. Demand for the yen and franc is ebbing away. At the same time, demand for the pound sterling is rising. Besides, investors are flocking to safe haven gold. Meanwhile, the precious metal is still trading flat. The US dollar index is holding firmly at 93.15 despite minor fluctuations. The index has got stuck in the range between 93.00 and 93.30 in anticipation of the Fed's policy decisions. The USD CAD pair is making a notable retracement. The currency pair slipped due to the slump in the US stock market and uncertain sentiment on the US dollar. Eventually, the loonie has found support from inflated gas prices and the moderate bullish trend in the oil market. As a result, the USD CAD pair pulled back to 1.2770. It's likely to hold in the corridor of 1.2700 to 1.2820. Today, Bitcoin slipped to $44,000 amid activated stop losses. Judging the ongoing market dynamic, a lot of traders opened sell positions on Bitcoin. It means that the price could extend a decline towards $41,000 or $42,000 per token. Meanwhile, analysts advise traders to refrain from opening long-term positions and trade intraday until the Fed's policy announcements tomorrow. So, the two-day policy meeting of the US Central Bank is on investors' radars. Awaiting its decisions, financial markets are trading sideways. In essence, the recent decline in the stock market and the greenback's consolidation means that the market has already priced in the Fed's widely expected intention to begin tapering its massive bond buying program. In other words, the regulator is poised to shift monetary policy towards neutral. The policy update is due to be announced on Wednesday. So that's all for today. We continue to learn developments on financial markets. We wish you profitable deals and see you tomorrow.